Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another deck profile. Today we're here with Moises, who got first place at the core TCG regional with Cell Surge. Moises, how's it going, man?
Pretty good here. Um, I'm well. Yesterday I was a little tired because I had played 9 hours with no rest. So now I'm very rested now and very happy to be invitated by you.
Very good. I'm glad to have you. So, Cell Surge, man, very, very cool. You decided to play this deck. Obviously, it's very rogue, but funny enough, it's not the first time this deck has won a tournament like this. So, what made you want to play Cell Surge?
The first place was because the metagame uh, isn't enough many decks to counter this leader. For example, a big counter for this leader is seeing Shenron the control version, but not the aggro. And the new decks who most of the people play was new in this set 13. So I had testing a lot in Untap and with friends, and I find who this deck is very strong in this of one format.
Very cool. Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. I think there's a lot of hand control in this deck, but I would also say there's a lot of aggro. But anyways, let's go into the main deck and start taking a look. So here is our Unison lineup. So we're playing Demigod, Unison, and Sorcery. I remember when people were asking for this card to be banned, and then really no one played it for a long time. But in this deck, obviously, it's very, very good. 3 Dark Broly, Overwhelming Evil, and 3 Charismatic Villain. So the first question I want to ask you is, why only 3 Frieza? Was it a space reason, or is 3 you find is enough?
No, I play 2 because I just have 3.
Oh,
That's
I
why.
see. Gotcha, gotcha. So you would probably play 4 if you had 4?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and then Dark Broly, I think is a great unison. I think a lot of people agree it's a great unison, but I think sometimes people don't want to tap out for this unison, right? So, would you say this is the main kind of engine of the deck? Like, is it just really important to the strategy, and it's okay to tap out for it?
Yeah, Dark Broly is definitely very strong in this deck because has a lot of hand control too. This card can make you discard 2 cards per turn if you have the double in the hand. So, and top 3 for play this card isn't a problem for this deck because his Awakened Surge is on top 2. And the lead effect is like multiple Crusher Balls to the opponents and all the cards he play while in rest. So you have a very strong defense and there's no problem in tapping 3 for this guy.
Very nice. Yeah, I've seen other lists of Cell Surge as well, and yeah, it always seems to be a very important card in this deck in particular. So here's the main engine of the deck, right? So we have 3 Surprise Attack Frieza, 3 Parasitic Darkness Dragon Ball, and then we have 3 Frieza Dark Infestations. So this has been in previous successful Cell Surge lists, but this card, Demon God Deborah Dark Dominion, is not one that I've personally seen in other Cell Surge lists, but it's very, very good. So real quick, I'm going to just give it a read for people who don't know. So activate main. If your leader card is green, you discard this card from your hand and choose one of your Unison cards and remove a marker from it. Add up to 1 green Dark Dragon Ball card from your deck or drop area to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So you basically, the combo is you take a marker off of Dark Broly, then your opponent has to discard a card from that, and then you search the Dragon Ball, and then you do your whole Frieza combo. So I believe this was a 54 card deck. So with only 3 of the Surprise Attack Frieza, and the rest of it all being searchable, did you feel like it was consistent enough?
Yet I think 3 is the very good number because it's a 1 TK combo, so you can break
Oh, I see.
enough if you have more than 1. And this guy is like a unique card for this effect. You can only have 1 on the board.
Mm.
So playing 4, it can be a stack in your hand. So many of the duel, if you don't have a ways to play it or remove another freezer from your board. And that's why I play 3. You just need 1 in a game or maybe 2.
I see. That makes sense, especially because your leader can find it off the top 5, which is definitely nice. Helps with the consistency. But this is where I think like a lot of the aggro comes in. So I feel like this is like an aggro and hand control deck. Would you agree, or would you not call it aggro?
My deck,
Yeah.
I think it's more. It depends. it depends on the matchup. You can be more aggressive than another kind of matchups. For example, you can play as well the same way versus a Dark Broly as a Blue Baby, for example. And you can play your game in your style and in a different style between some decks. It's not, and the deck I think has that consistency and the power enough to beat the decks. I think.
I see, yeah. So some matchups you can be a little bit more aggressive. Some matchups you really just want to be all the hand control. So that definitely makes a lot of sense. So here is more of our hand control cards. So Rebrand, perfect in this deck. Your leader just puts it right to the drop area, so it's immediately activated. And then we have 2 Rosy Blast Manipulator, 2 Toas, and 2 Goku Power of Legend. I think all these cards in this deck are excellent. I want to know though, how often were you able to use Rosy? Because I think a lot of people are a little bit hesitant to pay 3 for it. But was it very, very useful for you?
Yep, the Rosy for me is like a finisher. For example, you must play it in turn 4 because in your 3 turn you use much of your hand destruction cards and give your opponent with a low hand and low lives. So Rose is like a finisher. It rips 2 cards from their hand and has a triple attack, 15k. It's very annoying. And I said tapping for this leader, I think it's not tragical because the leader has the effect to be defensive.
Right.
The first effect of the leader. So I think it's like a finisher. Just it's enough for the deck, I think.
I see. And then for our super combos, very cool here. So you have 2 Android 18, so a little bit more hand control. And then 2 Dr. Gero, which is nice in this deck because you can put your rebrands and whatnot into the drop area. And you are playing some Arrivals. So you have the Android 18 Power Couple and Android 13 Mission Begins. I think Power Couple makes a lot of sense in this deck because it's just another hand control card. But Mission Begins, we haven't really seen this in a lot of topping decks lately. I think it's a very, very good card. But it just hasn't really seen a lot of play because Green Yellow has not been seeing a lot of play. So how did Android 13 Mission Begins work for you? Was it really good?
I use in some matchups, for example, against Lunch, because has a lot of battle cards in the end of the turn, so I play the Android, I can clear his board. Against a Dark Broly too, I can kill the Dark Brolys and then use my lead effect, and I protect myself 1 turn. Because all the next Dark Brolys he will play in rest. So it's for that kind of matchups who plays a battle card so easily, and it's a good removal for that.
I see. I also really like how your leader could put it right to the drop area. So if you want to use the activate main, that's also an option there. Maybe against King Piccolo or King Vegeta, that might be a pretty good effect there. And then we have a few more green yellow cards. We have 2 Android 18 Perfection's Prey, just a nice free green yellow combo. And then of course you have to play your 4 copies of Cell Dark Parasite. It just helps the deck draw cards and whatnot. And then 2 Great Ape Goku Sand Instincts. Again, makes a lot of sense. You can put in the drop area with Dr. Gero. Very, very good there. I feel like these are all pretty essential cards, right?
Yeah, I think it's pretty essential. The Star Parasite has no explained this deck. It's definitely you have to run for. The Saiyan Instincts, it's your dual power. When you awaken, you can get more cards from your to your hand. So this is the one way to get draw and be in your hand big. So, and the Android 18, and that's why it's for Arrivals, and it's like a super combo because it's 10k for free. Very good card, and it helps a lot for my Awaken too, because it's an Awaken strategy. You need a yellow card too for being Awaken.
Gotcha. And then we have, just to wrap up the deck, we have 2 Shocking Death Ball, 2 Big Amore. So you're very low on negates, which I'm definitely curious about. Did you ever try out Flying Nimbus or some other negates maybe, or 2 is okay for you?
Flying Nimbus, I think no, because the deck just charge green energy. So charging a yellow is like being 1 turn and -1 turn. You being late to your place because all your cards need specifically green energy. Mm-hmm. So, and charging a dual color, I think is not good option because you have to play Demigorgon first turn.
I see.
The just two shocking doubles, I think it's enough because I said again, the leader has a nice defense engine for himself by his effect, so you must need a shocking double for the lead attacks or a unison attacks.
Gotcha. And then Big and More. So I experienced that Dark Broly can be a little bit tough for green sometimes. So is that the main reason why you're teching this card?
Yep, that definitely. It's like a side deck who I can play in the main deck, but definitely, if I can be back on time, I will. I will then use that in the deck, but it's situationally because the deck is weak against Shinron aggro version, and the swings are too big and very tough, and your layer can afford that kind of combo.
I see. And then the one heroine's lineage. So why this secret rare instead of like Salzino or Supreme Kai of Time?
Salzino, I think no, because you can get 12 easily in the board, so it's a little forced play to play a Salzino. That's why I wouldn't play that. Heroine and Kai of Time, because I don't have the card, and I think paying 2 energy in this deck, who the energy is very necessary for your hand control plays, that is the main core of the deck, is needed. So tapping 2 for clean the board. I don't know. You can swing the Unison opponent with your leader, because in the most games I wouldn't swing with my lead unless it's a Unison. The deck have a lot of board control to deal with this kind of decks who plays a lot of battle cards. So I think Heroine's Lineage is not the best option. The best option will be the Ape Masayan secret rare.
Okay.
But I don't have it. But it's like an ape. So tap 1 energy and protects from an attack. It's good for this deck.
Very nice. Okay, so I think that's the entire main deck. So overall, anything you were thinking about changing?
Bigger more, I will take off from the main decks, definitely.
I see. You don't think there's enough Dark Broly and enough Sin Shenron?
Yeah. I just play against Wonder Broly in all the tournament. So that's why if I can go back on time, I will take off from the list.
Gotcha. Okay, so now that we're at the end, any shout-outs you want to get out there? Anyone helped you along the way?
Sorry?
Any shout-outs you want to throw out there?
I think no, but I can make some greetings. Saludos. Sorry, my English is very bad, but I can understand very well, but I'm still practicing. Sorry for that.
Any friends you want to say?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely. First of all, to my girlfriend who support me a lot in this game and practicing too. All my community of players in my country, in Peru and Latin America, and my team, Meteor Gaming, who helped me a lot to test too for this tournament.
Very nice. Congratulations again, Moises. We'll see you next time.
Okay.